Good morning, friend. So I'm making a little video because I listened to a couple of Edward Art's videos. His new one, of course, was wonderful. But my phone brought up A Willing Heart, and I absolutely had forgotten how much I loved this video and how important the information is on it. And so when he talks about having a willing heart, if you want to change your inner being, that's paramount. It's not going to happen otherwise, right? Because if you're perfectly satisfied with the way everything is, why would you change anything? Why would you give yourself anything different? And so when Edward goes on to talk about how Neville would go into his imagination and he would freeze everyone inside of his imagination, and then he would give himself what he wanted, whatever those changes were. And then he would unfreeze the people. And then he would allow those people to experience him as the way he once wanted to be, the change as is, as a done deal. And then he would allow that to be what it be the new script, and basically. And I really think that's important. That's something that I have failed to do over and over and over again when it comes to experiences that I have with people outside of myself. I get caught up in feelings about situations outside of myself, and then I get carried away. And I think many of you can relate to that, because it's not uncommon, right? I will say feelings are not fact, and nothing outside of ourselves is a fact. So if feeling is the key, I think the part about it that is the key is feeling what we want to feel inside of ourselves and make that fact. And then everything else in the outside world will reflect back to us that. And that is where feeling is key. I don't believe it's feeling when you're having outer world interactions with other people or situations, if they don't feel good. I think that's the thing that I have tripped over again and again, which is those feelings are not the facts of the matter. And if you, take it from me, if you get tangled up in the feeling of that, you'll wash away, you'll wash out with the tide. You'll get sucked into the undertow, and it feels like you're drowning. And in a lot of ways, that's exactly what's happening. But it doesn't have to be that way. So I decided that I was going to do an experiment. I was going to test some things out. I went to Target, and I got myself a little... I love these. I get these for work, but this one is for 2024, and I had already bought my work schedule book or planner for my work. But when I saw this one, I just thought, you know what? This is perfect. This is exactly what I want. And I know how it works, right? You've got your calendar. It's all laid out, but then past the monthly calendar, then you have these notes, right? So my plan with this planner is to write out what I want, what I am giving to myself, to my inner being, on the inner. And I'm going to track it. And I'm going to utilize this to help me stay on track with what I want, instead of getting washed away with the current and undertow of things outside of myself that are merely there to show me what I'm giving to myself, right? So if that's the truth, if that's really how the law of assumption works, then it's only a matter of me being calm and relaxed and giving myself what I want, knowing what I want, and then seeing that reflected back to me. There shouldn't be anyone or anything that I'm having any kind of struggle with, any kind of drama around. I don't enjoy being emotionally distraught. I just don't. It's not something that's fun. So, with that in mind, I wanted to share that with you. I invite you to do that too. I thought the planner would be more fun than a journal because I don't know about you, but I have a stack of journals and I use them for a little bit and then I don't. But like my planner for work, you can see it is, like I use little sticky note tabs if there's something that I want to remember to do. But other than that, like all my stuff is in here. I write that. That's my calendar of activities. And then, you know, it's always easy to see. I can always go right to it. It is incredibly handy. I can stay on task, which I need for my job. And I thought, you know what? The most important job that I have is giving myself what I want and being fulfilled and having the best relationship possible with my inner being and loving my life and being happy and doing what it is that I want to do in this life. And so, yeah, I got myself a planner to plan this out because I want to stay on track with what I'm giving to myself. And if I go back and I'm like, oh, this is something that happened, instead of taking it personally or blaming someone else or thinking if they would just do this differently, I don't have to do that. I can go back. I can see where I'm at. I can make a note to myself and be like, this is what I perceived, but this is not what I want. So what can we do about this? And that's me taking all my power back and giving myself exactly what I want and using the law of assumption. And I can tell you, I have the most willing heart possible. So if I can do this, I know you can too, friend. And if you want to try this out and this experiment with me and test it out, I invite you to join along because, number one, it'll be fun. And number two, I would love to hear about your experience doing this as well. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. And I will just have nothing but the best thoughts in my heart and mind for myself and for you, friend. And until we talk again, much love.